Hello Aquarius, welcome to your reading for March the 28th until April the 6th, 2026. It's going to be general, so please take what resonates and discard the rest. Let's welcome in the archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, our higher selves, any animal or ancestral or dragon gods that you may feel resonant with, Aquarius, as well. Okay, let's see if we can get one to jump out to start the ball rolling here for you. We'll just see. Okay, and none other than the Fool, so the very start of the major arcana. Also have the Four of Swords there as well. Sorry, these two have to go up here. There could be I'm thinking maybe taking a leap of faith here. Sorry, complete mental blank. Aquarius. You're taking a leap of faith here. Or you're moving into, like a more meditative way of being. And I think this is allowing you to perhaps connect with Source, to connect with a higher frequency version of yourself. And also maybe a part of your inner child or something that's really resonant for you. At the moment, it's looking like there's some healing that you're working on. There's a healing process that you're going through here with Three of Swords and the Death or Rebirth. So I think you're rebirthing up out of something that has been weighing you down emotionally over a period of time. And maybe that's sort of come into your consciousness. You're becoming aware of perhaps how much things have weighed you down. It's interesting that the general direction moving forward is that you're going to be getting clearer on perhaps the nature of some inner conflicts that you've been experiencing, but also getting clearer on how you can fine-tune and fine-hone yourself. Or it could be talking about how you can fine-tune your skills and abilities, or if there's something that you're going to be learning more about, you're going to be getting clearer on that, on what that is, but also that process itself is going to help you to become clearer. So there's something you're going to be learning from an experience in life, like either something external information that you're going to take in that's going to help you to get clear, but it could also be that you are going through an inner process that's going to help you with your gaining greater personal clarity with regard to yourself. And I think you've you've recently just, I guess, decided to back yourself and believe in yourself here in doing that it is a good idea. And I think perhaps there's some meditation I think that you're doing that's prompted you to look deeper within yourself here, Aquarius, than you have before, possibly. General direction moving forward is that I think there's going to be some options, or what's going to come to your awareness is perhaps some of these emotional things that have been distractions, or things that have drawn your attention that you have become attached to, that maybe you're now looking at and wondering whether or not those attachments have been beneficial for you. Let's grab some possible outcomes. So So you're going through a process of choices as to, I think, what you're going to align yourself with in terms of your personal truth, and what you are going to be putting to the side as saying, well, that's no longer part of, you know, you might be saying that's no longer part of my personal truth. Okay, Sagittarius, this is the process, I think. The Tower, which is an insight or realization. Death again, so this is definitely a transformative process for you. Priestess and the King of Wands. So I think this is going to be to do with, you're going to get some insights, this inner work that you're doing here, where you are kind of coming to understand more about your, perhaps your personal beliefs, your values, and if there's something that's been holding you down or weighing you down for a long time, that there's going to be an insight around that, okay, Tower, because this is the Death and the Tower here. So there is, I think there is something that in your life or within you that you are shedding, letting go of. This is the dissolving. The Tower is that, the dissolving of something that's no longer, that really in some ways, Aquarius, it's really that your frequency is rising so much that this thing or this way, whatever, is no longer resonant with you. So it's either something about yourself or an experience that you're having in your life that can't hold to your field because of the frequency difference. Okay. And remember that death is a slow change, so a slow transformation, and that you are coming into a big picture understanding of what that means. It's not that you're going to necessarily make a sudden, major, definite, like ultimate change. Okay, this is not what that's saying. It's saying that you're going to get an insight that's going to help you in this evolutionary process of rebirth. Okay. Because you are looking at all of these options and these distractions. Okay, you're going to probably get an insight about some of these, or one of these things that has been distracting you, okay, from your personal truth. Because your underlying theme is that you're coming into a greater understanding of what your personal truth is, of your soul purpose, or purposes, okay, and a greater understanding of your essence as well, Aquarius. In your challenge, you have the High Priestess and the King of Wands. So you may find challenging, or maybe you're experiencing a block in this area. But this is sort of saying that this is talking about your intuition and your ability to use your intuition in this transformational, fiery process, and that it's not just, you don't have just a little bit of ability in this area, Aquarius. You have a lot of ability. This is the King of Wands. So this is like, these two energies together is like being able to hold space for yourself as you go through your transformation. And what's going to help you with this is to tune into your High Priestess, your inner knowing, your intuition, your inner wisdom. And I think your inner wisdom is part of your personal truth. And at the moment, possibly because of the Three of Swords, this weighing down kind of energy that you have perhaps that you could be dealing with at the moment, it could be challenging for you to feel into this to full capacity. Okay. We're going to get some spirit guidance now for you. Page of Pentacles. So that's definitely, you know, inner child energy. Ten of Wands, you know, being alert to burnout. So that's about taking rest when you need it, okay? Taking some rest time, Aquarius, which you're, yeah, your Four of Swords is there, but you also have the beautiful Ace of Cups. So at the moment, you are spiritually guided, you are spiritually protected, you are looked after spiritually from the spirit realm. Okay, Aquarius. So this is also saying that with your High Priestess here, you have an abundance of skills in like intuition, creative skills. You are very spiritual. Okay, you have a really beautiful connection to spirit, even if at times it may not feel like that. Okay, it is there. Like spirit's always connected to us. And you know, if things become burdensome, it's about putting down some of that, putting down some of the load, okay? Or it's, you know, talking similar metaphor, either taking off some of the loads here or withdrawing from some of these distractions, okay? Or identifying them first, whatever they are. And to then almost like simplify. This is like someone who's, this is a balance, so it's balanced, poised, earth connected, okay. Pentacles is about the earth element, so being grounded and activating your inner child. So there's a lot of stuff going on here for you, Aquarius. I feel like you're doing a lot of depth work at the moment, but you are open to insight. You're highly intuitive, okay? You're going to be getting some spirit guidance coming in to assist you, and I think it's, you know, really when you are in your meditation, you're probably going to be feeling into that. And maybe you've been feeling into spirit guidance. But this is a call to balance that out with your high consciousness, balance that out with some grounding, okay, some nature, connect with nature, do some body work, okay, that could be really helpful, doing some mind, body, breath work, okay, and looking after your emotions, really nurturing your creativity, spirituality, your intuition as well. And just knowing that, you know, Spirit sees the loads that you carry and understands the transitions that you are moving through and the challenges that you are feeling at the moment, okay? And that ultimately, you know, it's sometimes... I did a meditation the other day, actually, and it's almost like this, it was this idea that came through, and I did write it down. It was something to do with almost like becoming the best friend possible to ourselves is almost like the final frontier. And I feel like this is what Spirit's saying here, is that this is your inner wisdom here, Aquarius. This is your wisdom self, like your higher self. And this is the transformative energy that's going to help you to come into greater contact, awareness, acknowledgement, and appreciation of this. Okay. Yeah, let's look at the bottoms of the decks. Four of Cups. So this could be, you know, that energy of, you know, choosing where you put your focus, Aquarius. Like, are you focusing on the Three of Cups that are spilt, but just remembering there's always something there that you can tap into that's going to help you to shift your focus, and you will work out what that is, or if that's going to be like a ritual or something that you do, like, and thinking about the five senses, okay, like using your senses to shift your frequency. Seven of Swords. So yeah, working out some strategies, doing things quietly, step by step, and understanding that, you know, self-reflection is part of this awakening process. It's part of how we become aware of what our frequency is, what frequency we are in, and how we move through and lift our frequency step by step. Okay. So it's a lot of it is about awareness. Okay, which is, you know, I really love how you're doing this meditation. Just recently, I think you've been doing more something meditative here. That's going to help you with your inner awareness. Queen of Wands as well. So this is about you activating your ability to transmute with that fire element, activating your inner empowerment, Aquarius, and being able to really hold space for yourself. But also, because you had the King of Wands in your reading, it's about really activating your divine feminine and your divine masculine. The fire is a very transformative element. So you're literally looking at, you know, because you have the death card twice here as well, you know, and the devil as well. It's about transmuting with the element of fire, transmuting anything low vibe that's no longer serving you. Okay. And I don't mean go out and burn stuff. Okay. I'm talking about metaphorically. Hopefully you picked up on that. The Hangman, and yeah, this is surrender. Okay. You are surrendering in to the higher frequency version of yourself. And I think you've recently had an experience here where you've felt really source connected. And probably you've just had a bit of a wake up call there and gone, well, you know, that's pretty cool. And yeah, and then maybe you've come back down to earth from that, and you're kind of going, it might be a case of, oh crap, do I have to deal with this? But, you know, like Aquarius, you do have the ability, and this has been a process of change anyway, okay? We evolve at the rate that is suitable for us, and, you know, we only take on and transform in ways that we feel that we can, okay? It's no good us being pushed and shoved into doing things if we don't feel that we're ready. So, you know, use your discernment and trust your own, you know, believe in yourself, trust in your own. And look, I mean, you have this, you have your own inner wisdom, Aquarius. You have an inner knowing as to what you need to do and how you're going to do it, okay? And a lot of inner strength as well. But surrendering, this is the process of coming into greater enlightenment about yourself and surrendering into that energy. Yeah. So I hope that's been helpful, Aquarius. Look forward to your next reading. I think we're going to wrap it up there. Yeah, so yeah, look forward to your next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, a great week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.